Lil Kim the Queen Bee, one of the most legendary female rapper. I feel like we all at some point got to listen to one of her songs. Kimberly Denise Jones, better known as Lil Kim, is an American rapper. She was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, but sadly from her early years she had to go through a lot. When she was 9 years old, her parents separated and Kim was raised by her father. But they didn't have a good relationship, so at 14 years old she was kicked out and she started living the street and dropped out of high school. This was also the time when Kim started freestyling, especially during parties, and a lot of people noticed her, especially rappers Notorious B.I.G. He quickly understood that she was a talent, so in 1994 Biggie decided to create a group called the Junior Mafia, which included 19-year-old Kim. The group had a huge success, but it was undeniable that Kim was the main character, the one that made the difference on the stage, and in 1996 she finally released her solo album called Hardcore. Biggie was the executive producer and she had other relevant people in the industry working on the project, from Puff Diddy as a producer to Jay-Z as a feature. The album reached number 11 on the US Billboard 200, selling 78,000 in its first week and sold 5 million copies worldwide. But with success, the album came with some backlash. The critics didn't like the splitting language used on the project. But to be honest, most male rappers use the same language and say even worse things and nobody said anything about it. But other than that, the album definitely put Kim in the right path to achieve mainstream fame. In 1997, she launched an Oracle label called Queen Bee Entertainment, but to be honest, I couldn't find much about it. In June 27, 2000, Kim released her second studio album called Notorious K.Y.M. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard chart, selling 229,000 first week. So Kim clearly was shining professionally, but this was also the time when she had a feud with rapper Foxy Brown, but we'll get to that later. In 2001, Kim worked on another big project that helped her status in the industry. She worked alongside Christina Aguilera, Pink and Maya for the iconic song called Lady Marmalade. For the movie Moulin Rouge, the song went number 1 in more than 50 countries. Kim was unstoppable, she was releasing project after project, and in 2003 she released her third studio album called La Bella Mafia. It debuted number 5 on Billboard, and this album has so many classics like The Jump Off and sold over 1 million copies. So when it comes to hardworking, Kim was at her prime, but just like for most celebrities, a bad situation can have a big impact, and if you're in the public eye, it will affect your career. As I mentioned before, Biggie is the one who helped Kim during the first step of her career. In fact, he is the one who discovered her and managed to get her signed. But the two had a relationship that was more just than professional. As I said before, Kim's life wasn't easy, especially during her teenage years. And at the time when she met Biggie, she was homeless. The two became very close. In fact, Kim stated, "He became my friend, my lover, my everything. I was his biggest fan." In 1996, while recording her first album, Kim got pregnant, but she decided to terminate the pregnancy, and she said, "I already knew the kind of relationship that Biggie and I had. I knew that having a child was something that couldn't take place." Kim also talked about the kind of relationship they had. Things were violent. The rapper described an episode where he choked her to unconsciousness. The things that made me sad the most during this interview is that Kim was talking about their relationship and she said, "We did have a very violent relationship. I hated that. For a while, that was all I attracted, violent man. It is what it is. He was everything. You know how it is when you're in the industry. The guys can do whatever they want. You can do nothing." This statement shows how she was living in the situation back then and how she felt about herself, and explained how things work in the industry and how women are the most judged and affected. We also need to add that Biggie at the time was married. In 1994, he married after only 8 days singer Faith Evans. But the marriage was full of infidelities and the rapper had so many affairs. And Faith knew damn well about Biggie's affair with Kim. Biggie died in March 1997 in Los Angeles. He was only 25 years old and he was shot 4 times. And there's some picture that shows Kim crying desperately during the funeral. What I want to say in this is that Kim had a very twisted relationship with Biggie. She loved him despite all the abuse, and it's sad because from her interview it shows that she thinks she can only find that in her life. On top of that, she met Biggie during a very difficult time of her life, so she was attracted to him in a very toxic way, and also she was manipulated in my opinion. This is one of the most famous beef in the hip-hop history. Kim and Foxy Brown were both upcoming rappers from Brooklyn, New York, that they were trying to make it in the industry, and both of them did their thing. They were killing it when it comes to music. But of course, once two women are successful in the same genre, the media will eventually compare them and put them against each other. But here things went a bit too far. Let's start from the beginnings. While Kim joined the group Junior Mafia founded by Biggie, Foxy got her raise to fame thanks to the group The Firm back in 1995. The group included other many iconic artists such as Nas. Kim and Foxy appeared together on the song No One Else remix in 1995, and there was no sign of the pair not getting along. But in 1996, things took a drastic change. Both of the rappers released their debut album just 1 week apart, and this is when the comparison started. Things started at first in a silly way. Both Kim and Foxy, in their inside cover of their album, they were wearing the same jumpsuit. And in the industry, as you know, things can go down for a damn outfit. 2 years later, Def Jam CEO Lyre Cohen wanted both girls to do a joint album titled Thelma and Louise, but the rappers declined the offer. Then things escalated with a series of disses on their songs. Kim dissed Foxy on the track Playground, and Foxy clapped back on the song Bang Bang. But then in 2001, as Kim and her crew were leaving a radio station, Kim got involved in an accident where firearms got pulled after meeting Kim Capone Holly. There was an argument in which was stated that Kim was furious over Foxy's diss and shots got fired. Foxy tried to squash the beef after this incident and she told MTV News, "I want to have a sit down with Kim, I don't care what it is, let's just end it. We can even do a collaboration, we're bigger than this. If it has to start with me, let's start with me." Kim never responded, in fact she was sent to jail for a year in 2005 for her involvement in this incident. I'm pretty sure you might have heard of this beef before. This might probably Nicki Minaj's biggest beef since she's been in the industry. Basically, everything started because many accused Nicki of copying Kim's styles. If you know Lil' Kim, you know she's a fashion icon. She wore so many outfits that are still loved to this day. She even Beyoncé dressed as Kim for Halloween, wearing, for example, this iconic Chanel outfit. Kim was a fashion killer back then, and people loved her outfit. Some people were even shocked about it, but whatever. Kim this time addressed the situation. She did an interview with The Breakfast Club and she said that this beef actually started because she began working with Ronald Slime William from Cash Money Records, which is the parent label of Young Money, where Nicki is signed. Kim said that at the time she knew Nicki was going to be the next big star, but she claims that Cash Money signed her to become Nicki's ghostwriter. So these claims are big, especially for the fact that Nicki says very loud and clear that she writes her songs. Kim said that she was sending demos and songs, but after a year and a half, Slime stopped working with her, and right after this, Nicki started using her flow and song concept. In 2011, Kim released an EP called Black Friday to diss Nicki Minaj's debut album Pink Friday. In 2012, Nicki responded to a song called Stupid. Kim later responded to the diss on an interview where she said, "If you have a song called Stupid, you have to be the stupid." And things kinda stopped here because Nicki never responded again about the topic. It's undeniable that Kim have changed during the years, and it's pretty clear that she got some work done. Don't get me wrong, most people in Hollywood get work done. Some celebs are honest about it and others are not. But when it comes to Lil' Kim, I think it's necessary to know the story behind this change. One of the main reasons of Kim's plastic surgery is self-esteem. Kim stated in an interview that all the men she has dated always told her she wasn't pretty enough. She said that her partners were unfaithful to her, to women that are European looking, and she used to think that she just couldn't compete with them. She also said that she felt like she was a Spanish woman trapped in a black girl's body. Her father also plays a big role on her self-esteem. She said that nothing she did was right for him, hair, clothes, everything was wrong. We also need to go back to her love life. Sadly, some of the work she got done, especially a nose job, was due to domestic violence from a previous partner. In an interview with Angie Martinez, she said that she already had a nose job once, but after being physically assaulted by her ex-boyfriend, she was left with a broken nose, black eyes, and other injuries. There are also some rumors about skin bleaching. Fans noticed how her skin was getting lighter, but she denied it. And I see a lot of comments saying, "Oh, she was so beautiful before, she ruined her face, etc." But I feel like most people don't know the story behind it. I feel like after being humiliated by your father, cheating partners, getting horrible comments about your skin tone, face, and working in an industry where colorism is still a huge problem, I don't think it's surprising that she got so much work done. And I hope people start to keep in mind this before judging her. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I really wanted to talk about Kim's legacy. Her music is still getting streaming till this day. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's still active and creating more music now, but her first three albums are iconic. They're a huge part of the hip hop history, and it's undeniable that she really was a fashion icon, the it girl. And I really wanted people to know the story behind her physical change, and I think this is the consequence of so much drama. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.